Good.
Hey, Marion. Thank you. Welcome, Marion. Welcome, Nancy. So we're doing at your request. So if there's a special request you have and I know it, I'll be happy to play it. Oh, you got to unmute your microphone, Marion. Let's see if I can do it.
I like it when you sing. Last time on Sunny Side of the Street, instead of Rockefeller, you said Bezos and I said Bezos at the same time.
Did you really?
Yes, I thought that was funny.
That's hilarious.
Nobody remembers Rockefeller. He was only moderately wealthy.
Compared to Bezos, that's for certain.
That's
Marion,
true.
Marion, you have to turn your microphone on for me to hear you. Down to lower left. There's mute and unmute. There you go.
There you go.
Do you know the song Today?
Today? No, who wrote that?
Something about roses and
Days of Wine and Roses?
Things blooming. I'm not quite sure.
Roses in December? For you? For you?
Don't know that one.
I don't know Today.
I know the name of it Today,
it's,
but I don't remember too much else about it.
Okay.
Maria?
Maria?
Today.
Oh, that one.
I don't
know. You mean from West Side Story?
Yeah. Doesn't that say Today?
Yeah, I think. Or no, that's Tonight.
Wait,
tonight. It's just the wrong time of day.
I'm behind as usual.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you think of any others, Marion, let me know.
Okay, thanks.
And John will touch on the oldies but the goodies, unless you got a new one for me.
I've got two with blue in the title.
Okay, that would be Blue Moon, I know.
Yep, and bluebirds over the White Cliffs of Dover.
Okay, all right. White Cliffs
That's
of
a nice
Dover and Blue Moon and Sunnyside Street. So
Okay.
let me mix them up a little bit from that order. I'll do
Okay.
Blue Moon first. Grab your coat and grab your hat. Leave your worries at the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear the pitter pat? It's the happy tune that's your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I ever had a cent, I'd be rich as old Jeff Bezos. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. Hey, Alan. Grab your coat and grab your hat. Leave your worries at the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear the pitter pat? It's the happy tune that's your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I ever had a cent, I'd be rich as old Jeff Bezos. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side. Hey, Bonnie, on the sunny side. On the sunny side of the street. Thank you. Hey, Bonnie.
Jason, thanks so
Yes,
much.
ma'am.
I have to leave you because I have to go to services at my New York City temple, which is
Oh,
3 hours
okay.
earlier than the services are.
You're right. Well, thanks for
So I'll
visiting.
see you the
Shabbat
next
shalom.
time.
Huh?
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Body and soul and heart and soul.
Okay, we'll get to that. Well, I still got to get the last one, though. Heart and
Oh.
soul, body and soul. And we're going to do White Cliffs of Dover. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover tomorrow. Just you wait and see. There'll be love and laughter and peace ever after tomorrow when the world is free. The shepherd will watch his sheep the valley will bloom again. Jimmy will go to sleep in his own little room again. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, just you wait and see. The shepherd will watch his sheep, the valley will bloom again, and Jimmy will go to sleep in his own little room again. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, just you wait and see. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, Heart and Soul. It's been a while, Ricky, so you bear with me. Hoagie Carmichael. We got to work on that bridge a little bit. I forgot there was one part I forgot. Anyway, here is Body and Soul. doke.
About that one you memorized.
Which one would that be?
You're the top.
Sure. Okay, we got You're the Top. And the other ones,
And you want me to do another one?
if you want.
Well, let's see. One of
Want
my,
another Cole Porter?
another Cole Porter. Okay.
Well, you also like I Get a Kick Out of You, right?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, all right.
All right.
I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me, why should it be true that I get a kick out of you? Some get a kick from cocaine. I'm sure that if I took even one sniff, it would bore me terrifically too. Yet I get a kick out of you. I get a kick every time I find you standing there before me. I get a kick, though it's clear to me you obviously don't adore me. Some get a kick in a plane, flying too high with some gal in the sky is my idea of nothing to do. Yet I get a kick out of you. Get a kick every time I see you standing there before me. I get a kick, though it's clear to me you obviously don't adore me. Some get a kick in a plane, flying too high with some gal in the sky is my idea of nothing to do. Yeah, I get a kick, I get a boot, I get a kick out of you.
Bewitched.
Bewitched, all right. Let me get to You're the Top.
Okay.
Actually, let's do Bewitched, and then we'll get to You're the Top. If you don't mind, Bonnie.
It'll be okay.
Thank you. Okay, Bonnie, here's your other one. You're the top, you're the Colosseum, you're the top, you're the Louvre Museum, you're a melody from a symphony by Strauss, you're a Bendel, Bonnet, Shakespeare sonnet, you're Mickey Mouse, you're the Nile, you're the Tower of Pisa, you're the smile on the Mona Lisa. I'm a worthless check, a total wreck, a flop. But if, baby, I'm the bottom, you're the top. You're the top, you're Mahatma Gandhi, you're the top, you're Napoleon Brandy, you're the purple night of a summer's night in Spain, you're the National Gallery, your Garbo salary, your cellophane, you're sublime, you're a turkey dinner, you're the time of the Derby winner. I'm a toy balloon that's faded soon to pop. But if, baby, I'm the bottom, baby, if I'm the bottom, baby, if I'm the bottom, you're the top. Thank you. How about another one?
Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly Me to the Moon. Bonnie, Alan, Flora. Welcome, Flora. Nice to see you.
All the things you are.
All the things you are.
Uh-huh. You know that one?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, John had one, but he's on the phone, so I'll wait till he's off, off the phone. All right. Thank you. John, we didn't get to this one. I was going to do it, but you were on the phone. The autumn leaves drift by my window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer's kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you've been away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. Drift by my window, the autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer's kisses, the sunburnt hand I used to hold. Since you've been away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. When autumn leaves start to fall. When autumn leaves start to fall. Thank you, thank you.
Well, this isn't one I think you should play, but I just wanted to tell you that I heard that one of my great granddaughters, who's 4 years old, said she wished I could come over and sing Mersey Notes to him.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you listen closely, as Ricky will attest, I'll throw
Yes.
that in to various songs. I throw that in various
September song.
songs. September song?
Yeah, one day
Mhm.
early,
A month early.
a day.
No, no,
Oh,
tomorrow's
yeah, a
August.
month and a day, yeah.
Any
Time
other one?
flies when you're not having fun.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, and then there's Speak Low.
Okay, speak low. All right, so we'll do September. Oh, John?
I've got rhythm.
I got rhythm. Okay. I got rhythm, speak low, and September song. Okay. Thank you. All right, Marion's back. Hello, Thomas. Welcome. All right. We had September song, and I Got Rhythm. I'm sorry, I forgot the third one. What was the third one? I'll do I Got Rhythm, and then we'll get to the third one. Thank you, thank you. So Thomas, we're doing at your request. So if
Speak
there's
low.
songs that you'd like to hear,
The other one was
yeah, Bonnie, I just remembered, yeah.
speak
If
low.
there's any songs, yep, I got you, Bonnie.
You got me, okay.
So if there are any songs that you'd like to hear and I know them, Thomas, I'll be happy to do them. You too, Flora. Thank you. Or if you don't have a specific song, a composer, throw out.
Well, I've always liked blues a lot, and I love the St. Louis blues.
Okay, sounds good.
My mother
Alright.
used to play that on the piano.
Oh, did she really?
Yep,
Where did you grow up?
in Illinois, very close
Oh,
to
you-
St. Louis.
Oh, you did? All right.
Yeah.
I've only been to St. Louis once,
Oh,
and I enjoyed it.
so-
I was actually there for the National Wrestling Championships that my nephew was participating in. Yeah, the college wrestling championships.
Well, my dad started his career there as a jazz musician.
Did he
And,
really?
years ago, yes. But then he got married and decided that as a jazz musician, you don't make a lot of money. So he went off to business college and became an accountant.
Oh, there you go. That's a good trade. What did he play?
He played the trombone.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Well, I have a funny story for you along those lines. When I was in 1985, I was a junior in high school, and I was horrible in math. I went to 3 different high schools, not because of anything I did. But anyway, but in my junior year, I ended up, it was the second high school I went to, so I don't really remember the person who I spoke with, and I know it was not my teacher, my programming teacher, but I took those days they just started doing computer programming in high school, and it was the basic language, and I knew enough algebra to figure out the programming language, and I really enjoyed it because it was more like learning an actual language, and as long as I knew the code, I could figure out what to do. So my final project was this little truck. It was just a very basic looking rudimentary truck that you could steer around on the screen using the arrow keys. And I loved it. I just enjoyed it. And so the gentleman I talked to, again, this was not my computer programming teacher. He must have been like I had him for study hall or something, and he must have been the head of the math department. That's why I was seeking his advice. So in 1985, I said to him, I said, I know I have this challenge with math and everything, but I really love computer programming, and I'm thinking about going into it. And in 1985, he told me, well, a lot of people are going into computer programming, and there's going to be a glut, and you're probably going to have a hard time finding a job.
Yeah.
So I was relaying this story I was on a gig, and I was relaying the story to a guitar player friend of mine who was on the gig with me. And he said, well, did you happen to mention that your other alternative was becoming a jazz musician?
So
Good alternative.
apropos the computer story, as time goes by,
As time goes by. All right, after St. Louis Blues.
was terrific.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I think we mentioned it. Did we do as time goes by last week? I don't remember. But anyway, for the uninitiated, in Casablanca, the gentleman who played Sam, the piano player, Dooley Wilson, actually did not know how to play the piano. He was off in the side. Off in the side was a gentleman by the name of Elliot Carpenter, and Dooley was pretending to do what Elliot was doing. So, however, he did sing. He was singing. He was Dooley was a singer and drummer in vaudeville for a long time. So I'm going to do just the opposite. I'm going to play the piano, but I'm not going to be singing this one. So here we go. For you, Ricky. That's for you, Bonnie. Thank you. All right. So we got time for one more. I know this is one of Ricky's favorites. It's one of my favorites too. One more before the final song. So this one, I always think of Fats Waller because he was the first person I ever heard sing this song. And so I'm going to sit right down and write myself an email. Gonna sit right down, write myself a letter. I was kidding. Make believe it came from you. I'm gonna write words oh so sweet. They're gonna knock me off my feet. A lot of kisses on the bottom. I'll be glad I got them. I'm gonna smile and say, I hope you're feeling better. And close with love the way you do. I'm gonna sit right down, write myself a letter. Make believe it came from you. I'm gonna sit right down, write myself a letter, make believe it came from you. Thank you very much, and thanks so much for spending the time. I look forward to seeing you all next week. And I'd like to end, as always, with We'll Meet Again from 1939, Vera Lynn. And as Ricky always says, but we do know when we're going to meet again, which will be next Friday.
Can
Okay.
I ask you a
Yeah, but
question?
at 4 o'clock.
Can I ask you a question?
Yep, it'll be at 4 o'clock. That's correct. Yes, Bonnie?
Where do you live?
Where do I live? I live over in San Anselmo.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm broadcasting from Sequestered Studios.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. We'll see you all next week at 4.
Thank
We're
you,
changing
thank
it a
you.
little bit. We'll meet again. I don't know where, don't know when. Yes, we do. It's next Friday, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. Will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Thanks so much,
Great.
everybody. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
weekend and a wonderful week. And thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate it. We'll see you.
Good.
This November, with the president and his party determined to sow confusion, break the system, and maybe get a little Russian dressing on the side. I'm joined now by Lawrence Tribe, Carl M. Loeb University Professor of Constitutional Law Emeritus at Harvard Law School. Professor Tribe, thank you so much for being here. So you and I have been texting about this because this is something that does alarm me. Of course. So as much as congressional Republicans and Senate Republicans say, oh, no, 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 Trump can't delay the election. Everything will be fine. We're going to have an election. They're not the only elected Republicans out there. Is there a concern that the even more sycophantic Republicans in the states could get in the way of a free and fair election and hand it to Donald Trump?
Well, there is a possibility, but I wouldn't get too alarmed about it. There is a statute that Congress passed which says that if the election does not produce any winner in a state, then it's permissible for the state legislature itself to nominate a slate of electors. Now, that could happen in states like Pennsylvania or Texas, but it would not ultimately carry the day because it's up to Congress when it counts the votes in January. Actually, this time it's going to be on January 6th, so it's the new Congress to decide which electors to consider. there is a procedure, it's a very elaborate procedure in every state for resolving disputes by the date of the so-called safe harbor on December 8th. So really, all of the efforts that Trump is making to both pretend that he can extend the date of the election, which everyone understands he can't do, that date is set at November 3rd
Right.
by act of Congress. All of that is designed simply to cast doubt in the way that Putin wants to, and the way that Bannon has tried to do from time to time, on the ability of our system to work. They're trying to make it look chaotic, but there is a fail-safe mechanism built into the Constitution itself. And that is, no matter how much dust he throws into the gears, at high noon on January 20th, 2021, if there has not been a new president elected, at that point, Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, becomes President of the United States. And all of these enablers, and I very much agree with Tom Nichols that the most dangerous of them is not one of the clowns, but is William Barr. All of the enablers at that point would risk committing federal felonies if they were to exercise power, which they no longer have, because Trump would no longer be president. That's the fail-safe. Constitution is not designed to self-destroy, but it's designed to self-preserve. And the real game that I think Trump is playing is a game of making us all doubt that the system will hold, making us doubt that the center will hold, making us doubt all of our institutions. And by sowing doubt and sowing division and distracting us with phony claims about delaying the election, the president is really doing Putin's bidding of essentially shaking our system and making us lose faith in all of our institutions. That's been his game from the start, undermining our traditions, undermining our institutions. But I think at the end, the hardwired elements of the system will hold.
So for instance, there's this Mr. Louis DeJoy, who is already apparently undermining the Postal Service, slowing it down, making deliveries slow. And it seems that that is part of an overall strategy to make it look like mail-in ballots, which, you know, people use all the time. Absentee ballots are mailed in. That's what mail-in ballots are, just mail your ballot in. But he's trying to make that look like fraud. Let's say that Louis DeJoy manages to slow it down so much that that there's not enough of the state counted, ballots counted by December 6th or whatever. A state says, well, we can't complete our vote count because it's not come through the mail, and there's lots of lawsuits. William Barr files lawsuits on Trump's behalf and says these state elections aren't valid. And let's say the battleground states, Arizona, Florida, Michigan, North Carolina, Wisconsin, that all have Republican legislatures, then come back and say, well, since we couldn't get a vote count, we decided the Trump electors are who we're going to see. Is what you're saying that Congress could just say, no, we're not taking those electors?
Exactly. And in some of those states, I think North Carolina, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, even though the state legislature is in Republican control, the governorship is in the control of the Democrats. And the legal procedures in those states for deciding whether there is a winner, and if so, who the winner is, by the safe harbor date, is a procedure that gives the governor critical role, a decisive role in some instances. So that the idea of simply throwing up one's hands and saying, we don't know who won, is not going to work. And in the end, Congress will have to decide who won, and the congressional decision will be made by the new Congress. And there's every reason to believe that the new Congress is going to be in Democratic hands. So I wouldn't, at this point, play Trump's game of essentially throwing up our hands and saying there will be no winner. Trump is going to win by default. You can't really do it. The default solution in our system is President Nancy Pelosi. And I can think of worse things than that.
You have made, I think, a lot of people's night. Lawrence Tribe, President Pelosi. Well, you have a fabulous mask on with every outfit. Not bad at all. Lawrence Tribe, Professor Lawrence Tribe, thank you so much. Always great to talk with you. And up next, you've cheered a lot of people up. A virus crisis spinning out of control, a cratering economy, and threats to our democratic processes. Former Senator Al Franken joins us next to help dissect Trump's very bad week. President, for this week. Yeah.
Safe drivers save 40%. Guys, safe drivers save 40%. Safe drivers save 40%. Safe drivers save 40%. That's safe drivers save 40%.
It is. That's safe drivers save 40%. Right there.
Safe drivers do save 40%. Click or call for a quote today.
If you have moderate to severe psoriasis, Monday can become your big moment. That's why there's Otezla. Otezla is not a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. With Otezla, 75% clear skin is achievable. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
Are you currently using a whitening toothpaste but not seeing results? Try Crest 3D White Strips. Its enamel-safe formula lifts and removes stains to provide 100% noticeably whiter teeth or your money back. Try Crest 3D White Strips.
Some companies still have HR stuck between employees and their data, entering data, changing data, more and more sensitive personal data. And it doesn't just drag HR down, it drags the entire business down with inefficiency, errors, and waste. It's ridiculous. With Paycom, employees enter and manage their own data in a single, easy-to-use software. Visit paycom.com and schedule your demo today.
The virus is still spreading. California's economic challenges are deepening. Frontline workers stretched too thin. Our nurses and medical professionals in a battle to save lives. Our schools in a struggle to safely reopen, needing money for masks and PPE and to ensure social distancing. And the cost to our economy, to our state budget, mounting every day. We need to provide revenues now to solve the problems we know are coming.
Toyota's summer sales event is on now, and the open road is open again. Because now through Monday, the best deals of the year are even better. Last chance to get 0% APR for 60 months on RAV4, or choose $1,000 cash back on the all-new 2020 Highlander and Highlander Hybrid. The time is now to hit the open road in your Toyota at Toyota's summer sales event. But hurry, these deals end Monday. Toyota.
Well, welcome back, ladies. It's been quite a week, and who better to talk about it than former Senator Al Franken? He is the host of the Al Franken podcast. Okay, Senator Franken, I've got to ask you, what do you think of the notion that Donald Trump messes things up and makes things so murky that there's no winner, and we get President Pelosi?
I heard Lawrence Tribe say that, and I trust Lawrence Tribe and the Constitution, so that's good news. But before we start, let me be the first to congratulate you on your new show.
Thank you, Senator Franken. I appreciate that. Somebody has to be first, and you've got it first. Let me ask you about this Trump. Donald Trump. You tweeted about Donald Trump's top 10 excuses for losing the election. I'm just going to put 5 of them up on the screen. Antifa, dementia. Russians dropped the ball. Oh, I'm doing them backwards. Antifa, dementia. I was laser focused on COVID. Russians dropped the ball, and dementia. I mean, if he loses, is this what we're looking at?
I'm sorry?
Your job is safe. I did that all wrong. If he loses, what do you think he'll really say?
That's a really good question. I bet he doesn't show up at the inaugural. I can bet you that. Look, he's got, by all rights, he should lose. This obviously the economy is tanking and we are losing, this is spiking again. And it's all his fault. He ignored it for 2 months. And if you look at just how we did compared to other developed countries, South Korea, I believe, had its first case the same day we did. Since then, and they have 51 million people. Since then, they've had 301 deaths. Florida has approximately 21 million people. And yesterday, they had 253 deaths. We know exactly what to do. You have masks, social distancing, testing, contact tracing, and isolation. That's what other countries have done. And guess what? Then these countries have been able to open their economies. And the disastrous numbers that we got for this last quarter are all on him. You know, when I was in the Senate, we had the Ebola crisis. We led a global effort to fight that. CDC was in Africa. They went into Liberia. Our military started to build hospitals there. This president, and we beat it down. It's a different disease, but this president, instead of handling a global crisis like the indispensable nation in the world, which we're supposed to be, he said, okay, it was the governors. I'll have the governors. It's like if after Pearl Harbor, FDR just said, well, you know, this is more or less Hawaii's problem.
Yeah. I mean, what do you make of the fact that as a New Yorker, he and Jared Kushner essentially dispensed with blue states, New York, New Jersey, places they actually grew up, and said, well, that's their people. That's not our people. We don't have to do anything about that.
You know, they are so cynical, these people, that, and you see that right now in the inability of the Senate. People are very scared. They're scared of being evicted. They're scared of losing unemployment, and the Senate has done nothing. May 15th, the House passed the HEROES Act. And they, right now, all of this runs out. So
yeah.
this
when
is
you worked there, you worked in the United States, and as you said, as the United States Senator, what is going on inside of Mitch McConnell's head? I guess you can't really diagnose him, but the fact that Republicans, he would send Republicans home, that they don't seem to have any urgency whatsoever, or they just don't want to pass more money to help people. Have you been able to understand that? Do you have conversations with them that explain that?
That's the case with a lot of them. They're not case right. They just don't want to help everyday people. That's who the Republican Party is. And then there's the rest of the Republican Party, which also doesn't want to help everyday people, but who are sort of the cowardly, enablers who are there. And this is the disgrace. They think their job, for some reason, is to simply, make sure that to get judges through. That's all they did. That's all they've done.
Yeah. I gotta play one little soundbite for you. This is on. We try not to play too much Trump in this show, but here he is, and this was a promise that he made that has somehow not come true. Here he is.
But you've been in office 3.5 years. You don't have a
You haven't had. Excuse me. You heard me yesterday. We're signing a health care plan within 2 weeks. A full and complete health care plan.
He promised a complete health care plan within 2 weeks.
Remember, he was going to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act and replace it with something terrific.
Yeah.
And when it happened, he literally said, I think you'll remember this, he literally said, who knew healthcare was hard? And the answer, everybody. This guy is responsible for the deaths tens of thousands of Americans. This is the American carnage that he was talking about. This guy
absolutely
is responsible for this economy. Those other developed countries their economies have opened because they knew how to handle this. And this guy, after 2 months of denying that it was serious, couldn't admit that he had made a mistake. And that's why we're continuing to, he was not encouraging people to wear masks, and why that's become political. That has not become a political issue in any other country.
Yep. Yeah, no, absolutely. Our Senator Franken is sticking around. But first, get ready for your weekly moment of joy. The readout is back after this.
Don't wanna wait around for Sunday. I'll give you something, make you say. It's just another kind of bad, happiness.
It's a new kind of summer, but it is summer. Find exceptional offers at the Infinity Summer Event and experience Infinity now. Service, test drives, purchase, and leasing that comes to you. Get 0% APR for up to 72 months on all new 2020 Infinity models.
This is what it's like wearing regular shoes. No all-around support. And this is what it's like in Skechers' new Arch Fit footwear. It's all the comfort and support you need. It's good to have support. Try Skechers Arch Fit, podiatrist certified arch support.
When the food you love doesn't love you back, stay smooth and fight heartburn fast with Toast Rice.
Look, cleaning the outside of your windows is a real chore. And who wants to climb a dangerous ladder just to get to the second floor? Not anymore. Hi, I'm John Florell, the Fuller Brush Man. And this is Full Crystal from the Fuller Brush Company. The fastest, easiest way to clean all of your windows in minutes, not days. Just add the cleaning crystals, attach it to any garden hose, and away you go. The secret is in the Fuller cleaning crystals that dissolve dust, dirt, pollen, and grime in no time. And here's the best part. You don't have to remove your screens because Full Crystal cleans them too. Watch what I'm gonna do. This screen may look clean, but look how Full Crystal blasts away the dust, pollen, dirt, and grime while it cleans your window at the same time. And that'll save you a ton of time. Look, even with the ladder, you couldn't reach that window. But with the Full Crystal Power Sprayer, you can clean windows up to 27 feet high. Simply aim, spray, and walk away, leaving your windows spot-free, streak-free, and with both feet securely on the ground. For a clean so clear, your windows will virtually disappear. Plus, it's completely safe for all of your plants, lawns, shrubs, and flowers. Call or go online now to order the complete Full Crystal system with enough cleaning crystals for up to 20 windows for the factory direct price of just $19.99. But order right now and we'll double the cleaning crystals. Enough for up to 40 windows, just pay a separate fee. Fuller cleaning crystals are made in the USA. And remember, it's from the Fuller Brush Company. So your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed. Call or go online to buyfullcrystal.com. That's buyfullcrystal.com. And ask about Full Exterior to easily clean dirt and grime from all around the exterior of your house in no time. Order now.
Hell, they'll pay for this.
They will. But with accident forgiveness, Allstate won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Is it good?
No, you were talking about Allstate and
I just...
Accident forgiveness from Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
With CertPro, our expert cleaning service helps reduce the spread of viral pathogens. Put the certified CertPro Clean Shield in your window and let your customers know that you're committed to a higher standard of cleaning. For a free quote, visit CertPro.com.
For this week's moment of joy, we could not be more relieved to be sharing with you some good news. Despite everything from the worsening pandemic to our GDP collapsing to threats to our democracy and losing the great John Lewis, we saw 2 instances of Black girl magic. It started on Wednesday when our forever First Lady Michelle Obama premiered her new podcast, which featured President Barack Obama as her first guest. And this week, the week concludes with Queen Beyonce releasing her new visual album, Black is King, on Disney Plus.
What a thing to be both unique and familiar. To be one and the same. And still unlike any other.
And that is our moment of joy. Who Won the Week is next.
We choose to go to the moon and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
I'm Chuck Rosenberg. On my podcast, The Oath, I speak with people who sacrifice for the common good, who do things that are hard. This week, former counterterrorism director Mike Leiter. We would all be much better off if we approached the world with a little less partisanship and a little bit more steely-eyed, uniform national resolve. Doing it for season 3 with available now on Apple Podcasts.
It's the 610 Woke Up Like This migraine medicine. It's called Ubrelvy, the migraine medicine for anytime, anywhere migraine strikes without worrying if it's too late or where you happen to be. One dose of Ubrelvy can quickly stop a migraine in its tracks within 2 hours. Many have fewer in 1 hour. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Few people have side effects. Most common were nausea and tiredness. Ask about Ubrelvy, the anytime, anywhere migraine medicine.
This is Decision Tech. Find a stock based on your interests or what's trending. Get real-time insights in your customized view of the market. It's smarter trading technology for smarter trading decisions. Fidelity.
Hello. Hello. Oh, I love you.
We see you, doing your part by looking out for all of us. And though you may have lost sight of your own well-being, Aetna never did. By setting up virtual monitoring for chronic patients, 24-hour telemedicine visits, and mental health resources for everyone, we're always here to help you focus on your health. Because it's always time for care.
At QVC, we know shopping because we're shoppers too. We know how hard it is to find great fitting jeans or the perfect shade of concealer.
We know the joy of making an whole family recipe with brand new cookware.
And we know what it's like to budget. It's why we started Easy Pay, so you can enjoy what you want now and pay over time with 0% interest.
We created QVC for shoppers like us. And like you. QVC, by shoppers for shoppers.
Your electric bill keeps going up. The cost of solar has gone way down, and there's a solar tax credit. It's time to go solar with local veteran-owned Semper Solaris now and get all the benefits. $500 downloadable coupon, $500 military and first responder discount, and 0 down, 0 interest, 0 payments till 2022. Call now or visit SemperSolaris.com. That's SemperSolaris.com.
And welcome back. Well, we've made it to Friday, and you know what that means. It's time to find out who won the week. Back with me, former Senator Al Franken, and joining us is our pal, Jonathan Capehart, opinion columnist for the Washington Post. Surprise guest, ta-da! Okay, so I'm going to start by noting that I feel that I've actually made it in this business because I now get to ask Al Franken, Senator, and also SNL alum, who won the week?
I'd say the winner this week were the people who got to watch the celebration of John Lewis's life, because we got to see what qualities that a hero has. And I'm talking about courage and humility and dignity. That was the winner, the people who got to watch this celebration of John Lewis.
Yeah. No, it was such a beautiful ceremony, and it was a multi-day ceremony. Jonathan, you and I were on over the weekend watching some of it happen. You know, they took him throughout all of these important points in his life, from Selma, you know, they brought him back to D.C., you know, and then he finished at Ebenezer Baptist Church. What an incredible homegoing. And that is a very, very tough vote to follow, Jonathan. But, you know, a real friend makes you follow Al Franken. Yeah.
Right. And
who won the week?
Well, who won the week is a subset of what Senator Franken just said. And for me, the person who won the week was Miss Zernona. Miss Zernona Clayton, the godmother to John Lewis's son, who was like that favorite aunt or grandma who speaks her mind. And she gave the nation that moment of levity that it needed. We needed to feel some joy and to laugh, and boy, she gave it to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I can't beat that, but I'm saying that LeBron James, who is one of those players, one of those athletes who's emerged as a modern-day Muhammad Ali, who's taking up the work that John Lewis told these young people to do, which is to get in good trouble. And he's been doing that. So I'm saying he won the week. He used his Lakers-Clippers post-game interview to speak his mind and speak his truth. Former Senator Al Franken, Jonathan Capehart. Jonathan is going to be hosting Enjoy this weekend. He's got big guests. He's got on Sunday, he's got Speaker Nancy Pelosi. He's got former Attorney General Eric Holder. Android's done. I'll lose Chris Hayes right now.
Tonight on All In, the president pulls campaign ads and hitches his prospects on destroying the integrity of the election. Tonight, what states are doing to stop Trump's assault on democracy. Then, the insanity of Republicans letting the COVID rescue lapse with Senator Sherrod Brown. Plus, a stark admission from Dr. Fauci on the failure of the federal response to coronavirus, and a shocking new report on how the White House ditched their own COVID testing plan because the affected states vote for Democrats. But All In starts right now. Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. Of all the crazy things happening right now, and there are a lot, the craziest might be something that is not happening. There's no one on the floor of the United States Senate. There's no one in their offices. They're not on Capitol Hill. They've all gone home for the weekend. In fact, they went home yesterday. Congress is in recess right now, on the very day that $600 a week of unemployment insurance bonuses for tens of millions of people has expired. It's done as of today. It's a shocking and disgusting slap in the face from the Republican Senate leadership, the struggling Americans. The Democratic House has already passed a bill to re-up it. But also think about how insane this is politically. There's an election in less than 100 days, you might have noticed. The Republican Party currently has a majority in the Senate. It's defending a bunch of intensely contested seats. There's a sitting Republican president. Probably heard about that too. He's up for re-election. The country is in a once-in-a-century catastrophe. The gross domestic product is down nearly a record 10% in just one quarter. Just look at that chart. That's where we are. There are tens of millions of people unemployed. More than 153,000 Americans are dead from a pandemic that is raging across the country. And the CDC is now forecasting the total American death toll could hit 182,000 by August 22nd, in about 3 weeks. Schools are not opening for in-person instruction up and down the country. Restaurants are going out of business right and left. Baseball can barely function. All of American life is torn asunder. We are drowning here, folks. And Senate Republicans are just like, peace, summer Fridays. You know how we do. That reveals a deep truth about the Republican Party right now. At a governing level, they have no answer for the catastrophe. And at a political level, they are acting like a party that understands they are about to get creamed. It's not an accident that half the Republican Senate caucus is rebelling against doing anything. Some of those prominent opponents are people who clearly have their eyes on the future. People like Senators Ben Sasse, Josh Hawley, and Ted Cruz. People were very clearly already pivoting to be the tough austerity opposition in a future Democratic presidency after their own party basically destroyed the country. You have the co-founder of the Conservative Federalist Society, the group that has essentially handpicked the president's 2 Supreme Court nominees and all his appellate nominees and all the judges he's confirmed. A man who rose to the defense of Trump amidst the Mueller investigation, calling Trump's latest outrageous tweet about postponing the election fascistic, his words, and impeachable. Now, maybe he just was really offended by that tweet, by what it meant. Or maybe he's cashing in his chips, having already won the conservative judges that he wanted. You have former Reagan speechwriter Peggy Noonan writing the Republican Party has to be rebuilt. You have the president and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell basically knifing each other publicly today. I don't think people quite realize what happened on this, but McConnell has said from the beginning, and this is itself nuts, that his number one priority amidst the pandemic that's now killing an American every minute is to make sure that bosses can make you go back to work and then you can't sue them. Okay, so liability protection, that's what Mitch McConnell cares about. And Donald Trump, who actually has a far better sense of what is politically popular than Mitch McConnell, basically had his spokesperson say, we don't care about liability protection, we just want to get the money out the door. And that's because, of course, they understand the re-election depends on it. Republicans are losing in the generic ballot by 8 points. Trump's approval rating is at 40%. He's losing in head-to-heads with Joe Biden by 8 points. Right now, he is losing all of the swing states. They're behind in Senate races, according to the polling in Maine, in Colorado, way behind in Arizona. They're competitive in a bunch of states they should not be, or people didn't anticipate. North Carolina and Iowa, those are real races. Politico reports Republicans are worried about losing even more seats in the House, which is hard to do at this point because they're pared down to basically the bare minimum after 2018. The one thing the Republican Party could do to turn it all around would be to competently govern the country and to get a handle on the pandemic. But they cannot do that. And so at this point, Donald Trump is just getting up and knocking over the chessboard. Do you know his campaign suspended their ad spending less than 100 days before the election? They slowed down their August ad buy in an election year with a record-setting amount of money sitting in the bank, which they refer to as the Death Star. And I think the reason, they got some negative press, they reversed themselves. The reason, I think, is right now, the new plan basically happening right in front of our eyes is to undermine the election itself. Increasingly, it's clear that that's going to be the sum total of Trump's campaign, to use the tools of the federal government to sabotage and disrupt the administration of free and fair elections, to send federal forces into swing states, to create viral content, to slow down the mail from the post office when people are afraid to vote in person, and then to undermine legitimacy of mail-in ballots. Now, all the president's mail-in ballot focus, and it's not just the president, it's the RNC, it's Stephen Miller, it's people coming to his defense, it's people on Trump TV. It's not a temper tantrum. It's a concerted strategy. They want to make it harder to vote in the midst of the pandemic. They want it to be the case that their people vote in person and the other people vote by mail. And then they can just kind of try to get rid of the mail-in ballots. It's pretty clear one way to do that is to slow down the mail in general, which is what they are already doing right in front of our eyes. Here's a headline, Washington Post. Postal Service backlog sparks worries that ballot delivery could be delayed in November. We've been covering this story night after night, and I've been getting dozens of emails from people who work in the post office, who are customers, who worked in it before, about the mail slowing down, about how weird it is to be told to leave mail. And as the Washington Post's Greg Sargent reported today, in all these swing states, Arizona, Florida, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio, Georgia, it is not a question of when you mail your ballot, right, the postmark, it's a question of when it's received. And if the mail is too slow, so it doesn't get there by election day, well, bad luck, too bad. That's the point we're at. Donald Trump is not really running a re-election campaign. He's trying to tear the whole thing down. For more on the president's crusade against voting by mail, I'm joined by Michigan's Democratic Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson. And Secretary Benson, you and I have spoken before on this. The president has attacked you personally for mailing out absentee ballot applications to everyone in your state. What does it do to watch the president continue, and not just the president, the RNC, his allies, all sorts of Republican figures attack the legitimacy of mail-in voting?
Well, just two things. One, it increases the need for us as voters, as citizens, as secretaries of state, to continue to educate voters proactively of all backgrounds of exactly what we're doing to ensure their votes are safe and secure and that our elections will happen on schedule. But of course, the other impact of that rhetoric is that it begins to plant and sow seeds of doubt among our voters and among the citizenry, that putting the elections in doubt and causing them to doubt the integrity of the process which is very concerning. But from my standpoint, our goal is to build a process that can withstand that misinformation and also educate voters proactively so that they're informed, empowered, and can be aware of their choices of voting and exactly how to ensure their votes as cast are counted.
So one of the things, but the logistical issue here, the logistical challenge itself is enormous. Even though you took away Donald Trump, you took away all the nonsense and the sort of anti-democratic sabotage coming from his rhetoric. Just logistically, people have been modeling what they anticipate is going to happen this election. Michigan, for instance, had about 25% of people voting absentee in 2015. The models predict somewhere around 70%, 71% likely to vote by mail. That's an enormous change. Are you ready to process that?
Yeah, so Michigan is actually in a really good position because voters enacted for themselves in 2018 the ability to vote by mail. They amended our state constitution by overwhelming support and put that into our law. So there's already an awareness that you can vote by mail that was underscored by the mailing we were able to do earlier this year, encouraging people and educating them on how exactly to vote by mail. And then on top of that, we have other states as well where you see they're going from 4% to 70%. We're just going from 25 to 70%, which actually puts us in a much better position to ensure our voters know what their choices are. We've also had 2 elections already this year. We're about to have a third on Tuesday. So voters in Michigan are becoming more familiar with the process, and that's evidenced by the fact that 2 million people, twice as normal in an August primary, are going to be voting by mail in Michigan on Tuesday. That number is only going to increase by November. So really our challenge is just making sure the infrastructure is in place to withstand that influx in ballots and ensure that voters know exactly how to track their ballot and put procedures in place so that the elections are secure. The good news is, though, none of this is rocket science, and none of this is recreating the wheel. There are states that have been voting by mail almost entirely for decades. And so what we've done and what many other states have done is simply learn from their successes, import their best practices here to our state, and that's why we're actually able to go from 25% to 70% voting by mail in less than one cycle.
Let me ask you about this, the X factor here in terms of mail delivery. Michigan is a state, and I believe there was a sort of court case that contested this, the Michigan State Supreme Court declined to take, in which the ballot has to arrive, right? It's not the postmark. And I guess the question for you is, how worried are you about that? How much of an X factor is the swift delivery of the mail itself?